Yeah, you're my surprise guest, man. What's up, buddy? What do you think of that, huh? Look at that. How's my music? Am my music playing good? Can't go much louder. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go fill this thing up. Get some good sense in here. I'll be right back. We got everybody in here. Give me a second, guys. I'm catching up to you. There we go. I got like a, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got like a diffuser behind me. I'll turn that thing on, see what smells nice. What's up, everybody? What's up, David? K-Fish? What's up, bro? Scientific? Spencer? Welcome, welcome. Don't think I've seen you in here before. Welcome, buddy. Run. What's going on, bro? Greg Gator can't join because he is time flies. That's good reason not to be here, man. What do you guys think of the new sticks, man? Like, you guys seen my videos before. You guys know I have a fascination with stickers, but I made these in the tent that these can be thrown on a lure if need be, so. I mean, you guys seen my absolute wad of stickers that I collect. I got some dope ones in here from some dope people we all know. So, we hit that 500, man. I can throw those up there because I ordered about 35 to start. So, how much does it cost to get them made? I didn't pay much for them, honestly. And when I pair them up with what I'm going to sell them for with the, you know, I'm going to throw in jigs or whatever with them, then I'm losing money, but I don't care. I'm having fun with this, and that's the whole point. I'm liking doing live streams. I'm liking doing what I do with you guys, so that was the whole point of everything. But we're going to continue on this small midge pattern because I have a wad of about 6 or 7 left down in here, these small midges. And then we can start going back to our normal stuff that we do. But I'm ready to kind of continue filling this little box here. I made this bottom row. I made portion of this row, and I made these ones up in this section. Some of these I've purchased or been given over time. So, is my music too loud, or are you guys cool with it? Let me see that here. Oh, that's unfortunate, man. I wanted to close my door because obviously I don't want music bothering her, but I could fill that fly box up with these ones here, but I'm gonna keep these ones separate from solely flies. Alright, well, let's get tying. So I'm gonna put your guys' glasses on here so you guys can see what I'm doing, because normally it doesn't like to. Oh, thank you, gamer. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. That's why I keep Nightbot should be jumping in here in about a half a second. So, and then make sure I keep all my I keep you guys in here too as moderators. So which I got 11 people in here, not a single like on the stream yet. Come on, y'all. All right, put your glasses on. Let's get you scooted in so you can see what I'm doing. So you're gonna want to focus. How's that? Oh yeah, it's perfect. There we go. Now I got 4, it looks like. Okay. So this orange head one, I'm gonna stick with, I think we'll just keep it orange, just do an orange bugger. Yes, Ron, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Scientific. Guys, I got a crazy story for you guys today. So, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I made like a short video a day or two ago about me, like my old boat and how I used to back up my old boat and get it in the water and whatnot. And I've told this story to you guys many times on the stream before. I've told you how I used to do it, and I'd bump the boat off the trailer, and then I'd pull it, you know, with the rope in my hash and all that stuff. My dad ended up having the video of me doing that, and so I wanted to show it basically to you guys to like give proof to the story. Little did I know that little video was gonna blow up, dude, and it's blown up. I think last time I checked, it's at it hit 10K views. Went nuts, dude, nuts. And just like Villigren's having to do lately, I had to fight off quite a few different keyboard warriors in the video. So if you guys go in and look at those comments, it's pretty funny. You see me in there kind of defending my honor. But yeah, man, it was quite funny because Villigren's was the one that, like, when I first kind of got my first kind of shitty comment, if you will, I was really bummed out about it, and I kind of shared it with Villigren in a private chat, and he's like, bro, don't worry about it. You're going to get a lot of that stuff, you know, it happens, and as you kind of move along, and just keep doing what you're doing, and, you know, you keep your vibes going like you're going, and you're going to, you know, attract the right people. And that really resonated with me, and I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep giving this a shot and making it what I want it to be, and, you know, doing what the people that I want to do. And man, I just kept going, and I'm liking everything that I do with you guys in these live streams. I like the videos I make. You know, the shorts are fun to do too. So we're just gonna keep going with it, y'all. Had a good conversation with the old man today, trying to figure out some new fishing spots and whatnot for upcoming spring, because I want to hit some dope spots so you guys can see some cool videos and whatnot. So yeah, good times. That's new in my world, other than work, man. Work's been driving me bonkers, but that's why I like coming on here and doing this stuff with you guys. Not a huge fan of tying these small midges, but I'm feeling a little bit more confident with them than I used to. I tried checking out that story, David. I was going to mention to actually quite a few guys. Hey, there's Nightbot. I was going to talk to a bunch of you guys in here, actually, because I want to communicate with some of your guys' stuff. I think K-Fish or Scientific, one of you guys have your comments like off, which totally cool. That's your move. But I was gonna comment on some of that and some of that stuff, and I realized that you guys have like your comments turned off, and I was like, oh man. So I like what I like, but I can't comment on any of your videos and whatnot. But if that's the way you want to roll, I get it. But I want to talk to you guys. I want to show you that I'm trying to support y'all. And David, you're live. I was trying to watch it, and it was like your music. I don't know how you did it. Your music sounds great coming through, but it was like weirdly blocking some of your voice, I think. So But I'll go through and check it. And I also went through and I noticed that for you, David, for some reason, I didn't have all of the bell notifications on. So I made sure to turn that on, though. So now I should be able to catch your streams. That's the hard part for me, is catching everybody's streams sometimes. And I feel bad about it. I try and catch as many as I can, but I think Villigrins was live today, and I caught a little bit of it, but I was at work at the same time, so. All right, so here's something I've learned. If you've got multiple spools, your comments are on? All right, babe. So, multiple spools in here, right? I started with the orange, you guys saw that? So I spin the orange back up to the top, and now I can create patterns with this purple, or this pink. But you notice that I'm more slender up here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna finish knot this off a little bit, and we create a pink head behind that, the bead there. I don't have to be real precise cutting that off, because now we've just switched lines to the pink, basically. And you're going to kind of start to see a transformation in color here, as I kind of create a thorax, if you will. Probably won't see much in the middle here. But as I start to build this head up, it should, or like at least I want it to, is to turn like that pink color. There it starts to turn. Fish Pro, I don't know how to turn my chat on. So it might be because of your age restriction on your accounts or something of that nature. But I think I've been seeing your like you did one video of you tying a fly in your hand, man. I think that was yours that I caught, right? Where you tied it in your hand with some dubbing and whatnot. If that was you, man, I was actually really impressed with that video. That was insane, dude. Because that is very skilled to be able to do that.
This message is brought to you by Apple Pay. Payments with Apple Pay,
you know,
are
in your hand like that.
Secure thanks to Face ID. Because unlike a physical card, it's harder to steal your face. Compatible devices require.
Yeah, that was you,
supply.
dude. Seriously, giving you props, man. And I've seen some of the stuff that you've been putting in your community page, your pictures of your flies. Dude, keep it up, man. You are doing an awesome job at fly making. All the stuff you've been doing will definitely catch some fish. Okay, we're gonna do some thick UV resin in here. And you saw me put it on pretty heavy, and then I just kind of sit here and work it around those threads, because it's gonna take a little bit of work to get it around evenly. But I don't want to hit that bead. This is where the rotary vise really starts to come in handy, because you're gonna see it kind of gets kind of lumpy there. What I can do, when I start to spin this bad boy up, it's gonna start to level itself out in there, and then I can hit it with the UV now, and it should keep that form nice. See how bright that thing is? Holy cow! Oregon Fishing Adventures! What's up, bro? Oregon, check it out, bro. Hold on a second. Take your guys' glasses off for a second. You ain't ready for this, dude. Look at that. Huh? Glittery and purpley and blue, and this is matte finish here, right? The logo is, but then you turn it, the mountains are glitter, the name is glitter, my name is glitter down there, and that's glittery. Flashy, flashy, baby. All right, putting the glasses back on here. 6 likes. Let's get up to 10, boys. Let's get up to 10. Hits all the ADHD sense. Yes, it does. Well, and you guys, like I've said before, you guys know my fast, like, if you've watched any of my videos, maybe you have, but, like, I have a thing about collecting stickers. So that was my first sticker that I actually ever made myself, so I wanted to make sure that I did it. Thanks, Josh. Welcome, by the way. You like that sticker, bro? Thank you, man. I'm really proud of it, dude. I think it turned out dope. And then my idea was like, I was gonna do a video of like me doing some my like trout dodgers, and I'm gonna stick one of this on the trout dodger because it's flashy. And I was thinking, dude, how cool would it be if I could catch a fish on a K-fish sticker, man? All right, we hit that enough. Now, one thing about this UV resin stuff is, like, these are small hooks, and I don't really want to touch this because it'll actually turn to like a matte finish, and I really want to keep it that gloss finish. So what you do is you take your cork. This is the worst cork, by the way, because it's got a 45 to it. It's off of, I think it was a Pendleton that I bought. I don't remember. Maybe Buffalo Trace or something. Kind of happens to me when I buy whiskey. But anyway, it's got that 45 on it, and it's not the greatest for doing this. Better if it was straight. But then you put them in there, and I can release it right off this and let this sit and let it dry off to the side while I create the next one. Dude, Oregon, if you're still here, man, that hook set that you did on that freaking salmon, dude, absolutely got my heart racing, man. I love it when you set it like that, dude, and they just start screaming immediately. Takes your brain a second to catch up to what's actually happening. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you didn't yeet it, right? It was totally what you should have done, but like, it looks so nice. It was so good to watch, dude. I like too that you were Robert, why? What's up, man? What's going on, dude? Hey, when you tie your salmon jigs, are all your bare jig hooks the same length, or do you use longer hook shafts? If that makes sense. Yes, they're all pretty much the same length. Depending on the weight, they shrink up a little bit, but that's kind of what the jig mold is. I tell you what, man, after I finish this midge, I'll switch over and do some salmon jigs for you, because I did tell you I was going to tie some of those up on the next string for you. I just have a pile of these midges that I want to finish tying up on my my vise desk here, but I'll switch over here and I'll tie a big salmon jig up for you. Show you how I do it. So bear with me, if you will, man. Yeah, it felt good to get a spinner fish. Yeah. Oh, anyways, what I was trying to finish saying is, in that video, your homie, the guy that hasn't caught a steelhead before, when you handed off that rod, man, it was like second nature to you. I definitely enjoyed that, but he was super bummed that he didn't get to reel it in. But you did the perfect thing of like, dude, you got to fight a steelhead. Like, that's more than most people get. Like, that's part of it, man. You know, at least you got the fight all the way to the end. Frankly, we just call that the quick release, you know? All right. We're going to meet it. Actually, I want to tie that head up just a little bit more, I think. Get a little bit more of a kind of uprise coming off that headpiece. There we go. Now I can tie in this blue. Yeah, but if you guys haven't, I'm sure if you're hanging out with me, you probably are subscribed to Oregon Fishing Adventures, but that latest one he put out, man, was pretty dope. Do I sell my flies? I do not, man. I don't sell any of my lures. I do them purely for entertainment on here and my pure enjoyment of making them. I gotta hit 500 before I can even start to sell anything on here. And so my thought process behind that, because I'll let you guys in on a little thought process of mine. I don't want to like be commissioned into making different jigs. Like, I don't want people to be like, I need a red jig with orange body and all that stuff. I like making what I like making, and I want to keep it that way. That's the way I enjoy doing it. So what I'm thinking is, if I sell these, right, and then online I can throw in a salmon jig or something with the sticker, so you guys get something out of it that's not the jig itself, and I can continue making what I like to make, but you still get, like, I'm gonna be losing off of this, and I don't care. That's the whole point. But yeah, that's my idea behind it anyway. We'll see. Still trying to figure out how I want to do that, guys. I was even looking up, like, you know, PO boxes and whatnot today, and God almighty, those are not cheap either. So I think I'm gonna wait till I get a little bit more bigger in this, and then I'll probably invest in something like that. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with a black and blue on this one. Okay, because I seen some that were advertised as longer hook shafts, but I didn't know if people normally use the small ones or longer ones. You kind of got to be careful with the longer hook shank ones, because I know that there's like some regulations about that. So like I said, the ones that I make are the ones that are basically meant for the mold. That much I know. So because that's just what my dad makes. I think they're so. But as we get more into it, I'm sure I will be able to create a few more different styles and whatnot. Three for three in the next one. Oh, that's the next one coming out? Dude, y'all just got a sneak preview. I'm fucking stoked for that one, dude. I can't wait to see those freaking hookups. Dude, everybody in my area, because my river's been closed, like, I went to my local tackle shop and I was talking to some of the guys down there yesterday. And I'm like, damn, it's looking pretty dismal in here. You guys not gonna order new fishing gear? Because they have like a gun section, and they're like, no, we are. We just, you know, with the river being closed, we just haven't had the need to order anything new for this year. I'm like, oh man, that's just it. They close the river and they're hurting. It's now, you can see it now. They're hurting local businesses and whatnot. Yeah, there's regulations on hook shanks in Washington. That much, like, yeah, you can get, like, some dudes will make like half ounces with a hook shank about yay long, and it's obviously like a snagger, so, you know, nobody, it's not like hardly enforced, just like a lot of rules around here, but it's easy enough to catch salmon and steelhead, not steelhead, but salmon within the regulated rules. There's no need to cheat, is my rule behind that, I guess. Yeah, gotta be rough for the fishing business. Yeah, it's like, I'm not kidding you, dude. I walked in there, they had like, normally they had like 60 or so rods, even this time of year, because this time of year is when I go in and I start buying all my gear, you know, because it's the off season. And if you don't know, you now know. Buy all your fishing gear in the off season. It's when you're going to get good deals, and they're always stocked up. But I couldn't even do that this year because they were not buying any of their stuff till like basically the start of fishing season to even see if it's viable for them. And they're a small shop. They're, you know, mom and pop. So and then I just saw another thing too, where Washington State legislation just passed another law that's going to, in 2026, increase our fishing licenses by 28%. So, you know, Washington State's doing its thing again. Don't worry, that orange in there is not part of this. It's kind of goofy, I know. I'm still on the search for the right backpack replacement. Okay, the Mustang one is going to be for me. I need more storage solutions within a bag. Yeah, totally get it. Yeah, I mean, that other one that I've had for a while too. Again, I don't like a bunch of pockets, but if you do, then yeah, there's got to be some waterproof dry bag out there. I don't really like that addicted fishing one either. I don't, and I feel like it's really overpriced, but it doesn't mean I don't like their stuff. Don't get me wrong, Addicted's still a great brand, but I didn't like the way that one was, but maybe you should check a look at that one. They have a couple nice ones. Uh-oh. Oh no, we're gonna have to touch it. I just touched the bead though. There we go. All right. I don't know if you're still in here, Robert. The roll top one is reasonable, but the zip pack is $230 now, which is pretty bonkers. I know, dude. I don't know what they're doing with that, man. Like, you got to keep it a certain level. You know, for them, that's nothing, right, to spend on fishing gear. But for the average Joe, man, that's not in the cards for him. Like, you got to keep it within $100 or so. I think is most of our guys, you know, most normal guys will spend on a fly rod, or I mean on a fishing bag. So that Mustang one though, for what it is, $30 was a freaking screaming deal. Yes, yeah, for dry bags and normal fishing backpacks, 100%, man. I use dry bags for all of my fishing gear. I mean, we live in the Pacific Northwest, man. It's a staple. All my stuff stays in here dry. This is the Mustang one he's talking about. If you go through my videos and you look at my Black Friday deal video that I made, that explains everything that's in this bag and all the stuff that I bought for it. For steelhead and for salmon, I got like this here. I'm sure for Oregon this is nowhere near enough space for his beads because he's a bead bro, but I got my beads here, I've got my worms here, and then all of my steelhead jigs in here. But this is basically my steelhead box, and it works perfectly for what I do. You know, all my tied up steelhead jigs and all that stuff. I tied this one actually with a live stream with Oregon, a little black and gold. But I'm gonna switch over and I'm gonna tie you up one of those big salmon jigs real quick. Let us do well, let me first look at what I got left for my colors, man. I have enough of this green. It's terrible leather. Alright, we're gonna do a black. Let's do a black and red one. I got one of these like candy reds here. So this is a Kamigatsu 2x strong hook. I think it's a 4/0. I don't know, I've never been really good with that. I'm gonna back you guys up just a little bit. I think it's gonna be better for you there. Is that gonna focus in well? No. Come on. Maybe I will keep you close because it's not gonna want to focus well. Okay. So, yeah, Kamigatsu 2x strong hook. I tie. I've said this before, but also, Hunter, what's going on, man? Welcome back, dude. Good to see you, dude. I tie these 1/2 ounces and 3/8 ounce because this is a personal preference of mine. I really like using 1/2 ounces and 3/8 because I fish deeper water, and with these jigs, and what that means is this jumps down to the bottom and then jumps up, and it's doing real quick motions, right? If I'm jerking it, and when I do that, about 99.9% of the time, when I'm in the jerk and I'm let go, meaning I've jerked it up and it's in the fall, that's when I get the grab, and so I go to jerk again and I'm hooked in. That's 99% of the time when I use these twitching jigs. And I will say I have literal video proof that they do bite these things, and there's like the stigma about, you know, using twitching jigs and that kind of stuff, but they do bite these things. It's yeah, but anyway, where was I going with that before I got all off track? Oh, I do have some black. Just like thin black, but that's why I use the heavier weights. So if you want to use the smaller weights, that's totally your prerogative, because you use the smaller ones, totally get it. But that's why you're gonna see me tie a bunch of these heavy ones. I will say though, when you're tying these bad boys up, or when you're using these heavy ones, your arm gets really tight really quickly. So get ready to put in the work for it. It looks like oh, it better not get snipped by. Yeah, don't fight Nightbot, man. Nightbot will take you down. But remember, you guys got the most of you guys have the exclamation point in your name, and Nightbot will be your friend here. Yes, yeah, man. Anyway, so Ultra 140D is what I like to tie with these ones. Otherwise, if you're really going heavy with it, I even use like heavier stuff, wherever it is. Like 400, I think, is what it is. It's this stuff here, but here it is. Nope, not 400. 240. What is this? 140. So 140 or 240. 240 is like super heavy. You don't really have to go that heavy with it. 140 will do enough. But with the 240 stuff, I don't get them tearing up as fast on me. I will say that. But they're much easier to tie with the 140. So get a good thread base going there. Chop off my extra. Work that back. Getting jiggy with it. Yes, sir. Dude, you guys have no idea the amount of freaking jigs I have at this point. And I'm just going to keep going because I don't know what else to do, and I like tying them. It's very relaxing to me. But I will say, I said this in my last stream too, is I think I've killed at least, I'm responsible for at least 3 or 4 rabbits being dead at this point. The amount of rabbit pelts I've used. So I'm gonna tie redhead, and we're gonna connect it with the back here with what I'm about to do. Do springers take the jigs also? You know, I don't know. I mostly am winter guy. So, if you let me know, man. If you do it, I would like to know that for sure. All right, so how I'm gonna tie that in is I use some of this marabou, and I'm only bringing out all this marabou to make David Kia Smith jealous. But it's hard for him to get marabou on the islands, the Hawaiian islands. It's hard to feel bad for him when I say that, though. I will say that. But anyways, I take the marabou, and this is something I've started to do recently, where I will kind of join these up to make a nice big old fat tail here. And then I'm going to tie that in right about yay length. Right there. Oops. Get a couple good wraps. Chop that off. Yeah, we got to smuggle him some marabou. Okay. I'm not too worried about obviously covering all that stuff up. It will get covered up. But you might think, well, okay, why marabou tail? Because when I put the tail on here, right, that's going to create kind of a little bit more of a underbelly of this hook shank here. Otherwise, you're going to get what I kind of call the lifted skirt, right, where you have your tail coming out, and then the rest of the hair is going to stick up like that. And so you're going to have like a short tail coming out and then phoom, a straight line. Marabou kind of helps blend that in moving forward. So I don't know if I've invented this technique, but I'm going to take credit for it. If anybody says anything, you guys saw it here first. Okay, and then as far as tail goes, I don't want to really move my camera back, but I'd say from here, from the finger of my to the tip of my finger to my second knuckle there, from the back of the shank. You see where I'm putting my second knuckle? Just past that marabou is where I'm cutting it. You got to be a little bit precise when you're doing this, because you want to make sure you don't want to cut the hairs. You just want to cut the leather. Because if I were to take this and I was just to, as the other leather was there, and just cut straight across, you just have a straight flat end. But by like weeding my scissors through the fur and cutting the leather only, I create the fur tail, if you will. And I sometimes will like to round that up. I usually do this at the end, and I will. But you see how it kind of comes off out the back there? And that's going to lay right over top of that marabou and give that really nice profile. So now it's real easy moving forward. Now I'm wondering if I have enough black to finish this thing out in straight black. That would be really nice. Oh, I do. All right, we're just going to do a black and red one. This is going to look sick. Okay. Another tip that I've learned when you've tied 9,995 of these things, when you go to start this next strand, I like to cut this at about I don't know, a little sharper than a 45. I was never good at geometry. Angle like that. And so that way when I lay this in here, it's a little bit easier to tie in. If you cut it to a point, it cuts through the water better. Oh, do it. So when you you cut this to a straight tail, like straight off the back, the fur. Did not know that, Chad. Thank you, though. Hey, you guys are talking so fast. I'm trying to catch up here. Ron, I never know what you're talking about, bro. Oh, yeah, no, I will. At the on the tail? Yes. Yeah. I do that at the end. Sorry. But for tying it in this section, I tie it off one side just so I can grab that and then move forward. And then another thing I've learned from Spirit Fries, sometimes these furs have a direction, but this one looks like it's straightforward, so that's dope. We're just gonna rock this one as is. Grab that a couple times. Gotta make some steelhead streamers. I made my first streamer the other day, bro. Hold on a second. Fuck did I go? Oh, here it is. What do you think of that? That was just me playing around with it. I made the newbie mistake though. You see where the head's kind of split from the fur. So I gotta practice a little bit more. I practice off stream and then I bring it to you guys. You guys don't get to see all of my mistakes, just 90% of them. Okay. Oh, you got me distracted. Throw in just a little bit of just regular glue, kind of in those threads there. That was a little hot with the glue there. Hold on a second. There's a lot more than I wanted to. See what I mean by the mistakes? You guys get to watch them. Don't clip this. We're just gonna use that. There we go. All right. Now for the spin cycle. One wrap kind of sets that back like I want it to. Usually that is. And as I kind of set the next one up, I roll back the last one and so forth and so on. I usually stop this about halfway, but we're gonna go a little bit farther before I stop. I'm vibing to this music right now. Okay, that's good. That's good. Tie that off like so. Cut that without cutting our main line. Pull all that stuff back. And just go a little bit back to catch that leather. That's our first section there. Where do you get the thing that holds the jig? My vise? I ordered this online. You can get many of different vices online, and I'd say that's if you're gonna make anything like with these tied up jigs, you can. That's the first thing you're gonna need. There's many different vices out there. Mine's a Ranzetti Traveler. It's kind of a high-end one. You don't need to go that route. You can start with something like this. This is not a rotary vise, and this just kind of goes on your table. Oops. This goes on your table. That piece that fell on the floor goes on your table. And then this just locks into place with your hook up here. So these ones are pretty cheap online nowadays. You get that piece. Oh. Okay. Now comes time for the legs. And I think we're gonna stick with the red theme on the legs here. But I've got 2 different types of red, so we're gonna mix this up a little bit. Yeah, anytime, Hunter. For sure, bro. So I'll do 1 strand of that one. One strand of this one. You could do more, but I don't like it super leggy. And then what we're gonna do, 13 likes, boys. Let's get up to 15. Let's go for 15. Come on now. Max Catch Vice on Amazon is a great tip there for you. Yeah, if you're just getting into it, for sure. Like you want to spend your money and do, I get totally spend your money and getting something good. But I totally get it if not everybody can do that. So you can get some cheaper ones out there and it's totally fine. A buddy of mine who does YouTube here as well, Villigren's Pit Stop, he kind of specializes in the cheap realm of figuring out how to make flies on the cheap side. So make sure if you're into that stuff, go check him out. So does David Kia, a little bit. I unfortunately prefer doing what I do, which can get me in trouble at times, but okay, so I've done it on that side. Flip over. I'm gonna kind of whip these around my line here. That way it's really easy for me just to zoom them in and then tie those legs in there. And I kind of hold them tight so that it gives them a nice thin profile. I don't have to fight them as much. And man, honestly, I've done enough of these things. Don't worry about like making sure they're 100% straight off of what you're doing. They're gonna do what they're gonna do with the legs. You just want to make sure you're kind of somewhat even on either side. All right, then we go right back in with the zoinker. Yeah, 100%. But I also get what the other guy's saying too. Like if you know you're gonna stick with it, or you've had some experience with it, you sometimes don't want to start with the cheapest option out there because you can limit yourself. So it just depends on what your version of cheap is, I suppose. So everybody's a little bit different, I think. Okay, so this next section here, you guys are gonna notice that I somewhat taper this out here because it's gonna go from fat to thin here because I tied in those legs. This is one area I have not yet perfected, so like I said, I'm no pro at any of this stuff, but I like to do it, so I'll show you all my mistakes, and I'll do a half hitch there just so I don't have to fight that. But now we can tie in the rest of the zonker strap. And you're gonna notice it's gonna wanna kind of fall forward off of that rump that we got. So it's one thing I wish I could figure out how to do a little bit better of. I don't have a good method for that yet. But it still looks good either, regardless. It will fish, they say. And then I give a couple extra wraps near the top here before I tie this off, so that way it's close to the head of this thing. 3 behind, a dozen or so in the front, and then we do the snip. That's very important. Careful not to cut our main line. I don't worry too much about them falling forward on the second strap because I know I'm going to come in and do this kind of heavy head wrap right here. And when I do this, you're going to notice when I let go, they're going to kind of start to fall backwards. This is where that little bit heavier line comes in handy. I don't have to wrap this so much to get a nice head wrap here. But I like to spend a little extra time getting a real thick head wrap on it. Now it's still thin to me, but the resin will take over. But you see that now? Now everything's kind of laying backwards. I'm going to take what is called a whip finish out of my Lowe's 5-gallon bucket of fishing tools. And we're not going to take it out of my Lowe's 5-gallon bucket of fishing tools because I've lost it again. Nope, it's right here. Whip finish. This crazy looking tool is a lesson all in itself on how to use this thing. But once you get a hang of it, basically lash your line right there on the front of it, behind this little loop piece here. I know it's kind of hard to see. And then I take the original line back towards the fly, or in my case, the jig. And then I can wrap it, putting the head of that jig through that loop a few times. I know what I said just looked like and probably felt like Chinese to most, but it's just how it is. You just do it the way that the thing says to do it. You just do this, and then you do a little bit of this, and then there, done. See, easy. I'm lying. That took me so freaking long to figure out. Like an embarrassing amount of time. Cool, man. Cool, Hunter. Do it, bro. Okay. Now, I have this thing for this next part that kind of helps me. Meant for smaller fries, not necessarily my big jumbos here. But it's just going to kind of, oops. It's just going to kind of hold. It's just, there we go. It's just going to kind of hold those hairs back for me so this next part I'm not having to fight those so much. Now we're gonna go in with the thick UV resin. This bad boy here. Nathan G, thank you so much for subscribing, man. Appreciate that, dude. And I don't catch all of them that come across my my feed, but when I see them, I'll call them out, man. So thank you for that, dude. We're at 15 likes. Can we get up to 20? Can we do 20, guys? All right. Thick resin with the tip. I have it in tip form and I have it in paint form. And I'm just gonna go in here. Ooh, it's kind of warm, so it's coming out quick. And I just start doing a little, what happened? I don't know why my music cut out, but that scared me. I just do a little run right on top of that head wrap that we did. And it's looking like a ball right now. Then I take out of my Lowe's 5-gallon bucket of tools, this here. This is my needle of doom. And we are just going to help this kind of spread around a little bit, maybe a little bit more towards the head of the jig first. Oop, come on. And then very carefully back towards the back of those threads, going all the way back to the fur. Very carefully. And once we've done that, now you guys can kind of maybe see. Maybe you guys can see. Stop trying to, where now it's tapering in. And then I give it a couple fast spins, and what that does is that kind of levels it out, because if I sit here, it'll come all the way down and pool at the bottom. And then we take our UV light. Oh no. Our UV light, and we're gonna hit that. And with this UV cure stuff, it instantly cures it. So about, 10 minutes or I make a joke here, and I made my dad think I had to hold this here for 3 minutes, but you don't have to hold it for very long. Probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds would be good. That kind of sets it, and then it becomes hardened. So it's hard as rock already. Kind of odd stuff, man. I've never seen nothing like it. I'm gonna go live for a little bit longer, I think. I got my battery plugged in and we're holding good, so I'm gonna keep going. All right, done deal. Take that off. Last piece of it. Actually, you know, normally I cut these legs of this thing. Yeah, we are gonna cut the legs just a little bit, I think. Ow! Hooks are sharp. We're gonna do it probably about the same length as the marabou. Right about there and there. Right. Now I can focus back and put my music back on. 30 people in here watching. What's going on, everybody? If you're just chatting with me, oh, it went down to 20 instantaneously. Whatever. 20's still dope, man. If you're just chatting with me, make sure you guys like the stream. If you like what I'm doing, make sure you guys can subscribe too. We're almost to 400 now, so we're moving. We're moving. Chad Rees, welcome, by the way. Sometimes it can be a little bit tacky after. Use a thin coat of UV, and then it solves that. Okay. Yeah, so you're right. It can be tacky for a while. I did these earlier with the UV resin, these small little midges. Usually I do let them like sit. I've got a spot for my jigs. I let them sit here for about a day or two on my drying rack is what I call it. And then they're pretty much hardened after that. But you are right. Yes, it can be tacky for like a good minute. So don't go just immediately throwing this, but do you normally build the body with rabbit instead of marabou? No, I do the marabou in the tail end section. I think, like I said, it's just kind of it's my favorite thing to do. It's like my signature, I guess. I don't see many people doing it because what it does is like it hides the. If I didn't do this marabou, you would just see like a straight cut from that leather all the way back to the marabou, and you'd see where it would just be kind of cut here, right? The marabou just kind of gives it all a bit more of a pattern to it, and then marabou changes, it flows differently in the water than the rabbit does. So it along with the legs plus the jig, it's just killer vibe altogether. Let me go grab you that my egg sac one that I'll show you that's actually really dope, but you can tie in marabou in the midsection as well if you wanted to. This one I kept black because I really like that. But all right, Oregon, we'll catch you in a minute, brother. But yeah, let me go grab you the egg sac one. I'll show you. So this one is a variant I did where it was marabou instead of the rubber legs, and then marabou in the back. So when this gets wet, this is actually pink. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but this is actually like a light pink, and this is obviously pink. This will turn into like an egg sac with like a skein, because you know that skein turns white, but in jig form. So this would actually be, you know, this is super killer in the water. And I paired it with pink thread, so it's pink all the way through this thing. It's killer jig. So, but everybody likes the nightmare jigs too, so I got colors for days for that stuff. Except for right now, I don't really have a whole lot of the rabbit fur at the moment, but we'll keep tying them up for a little bit longer. I got enough here. I can at least empty my stock out if you guys want to keep seeing me tie up some salmon jigs. I will not run short of any actual jig heads, that's for sure. That's fire. Yeah, I know. I'm proud of that pink one, bro. That's that was a thing that I came up with actually just doing lives. And I really liked it. So I'm out of, oh bro, I got some pink. Let's tie one up right now. Because it's a fire one, you're right. Oh, let me get a drink of my water bottle. Oh, what is that? What is that? No, I mean, Buc-ee's is cool, but K-Fish, baby. Look at that sticker. Crosscut, yes. You mean like, crosscut like this, my boy? Yes, sir. I do use it. However, I have found it does lay, you're right, it does lay well in the front. But I've noticed that these tend to be a lot thinner than the regular fur is. And so I have come to prefer just running it all the way to the head with the fur, and then that head wrap gives it the kind of head back that I like. But totally get what you're saying, and I do it from time and again, especially with some of this really cool stuff that I got from Northwest Jigs. So how's the music? Are you guys hearing the music okay? Or yeah, Jigs, the Vice, yeah, Vices can be a little expensive, bro. That's why he was saying like maybe start out cheaper. And totally okay. You don't need something crazy. I think this one here that I'm using right now, the purple Renzetti, you guys can see. This bad boy's like $400, something like that. All right. You talking about this, Chad? Yeah, Northwest Jigs online. She's a local company out of she makes the rabbit furs and whatnot, and she makes jigs too if you want to buy her jigs. Because I don't sell mine, I don't care. You can buy your jigs from her. But she makes some really dope stuff to make your own jigs, and pretty reasonably priced too. So, but the rabbit zonker strips are really nice. Like I said, even the crosscut like this one is, it seems like it's a little bit more. I mean, it's got its sparse spots, but it's much fuller than the hairline stuff that you get, which hairline's pretty much typical nowadays. So, all right, we're gonna go in with the hot pink 140. 17 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get it up to 20. Let's go for 20. Who's going to be my knight in shining armor here? $18. Someone did it. Appreciate it. I don't get my marabou from her. Just the bunny fuzz. She does some really cool stuff with the rabbit, and then you can honestly, like, if you're tying to the level that I'm tying, which my next order from her will probably be, I can order like a whole pelt worth, rather than just a few strings. So I kind of actually want to look into see if I can chat with her a little bit and see if we can get a sponsorship deal going on. That would be nice. Because I dope people, and they're local too. So all right. Oh, I almost messed up already, boys. All right, where is my pink marabou? Sage, what's up, dude? Northwest Jigs. Northwest Jigs. If you just look it up, it's like a fish jumping. It's a blue logo. I wish I could. You guys can drop links in the chat, so maybe one of my moderators can find it and drop the link in the chat. I'd appreciate it. But if you just Google search NW custom jigs, maybe. No, just NW. Yeah, NW custom jigs. NW custom jigs is the website, and it's like I said, it's a bluefish kind of jumping after a lure. You can get inline weights, you can get jig heads, you can get all kinds of cool stuff from her. So make sure that you guys, if you do order something from her, make sure that you let her know that K-Fish sent them your way. I would deeply appreciate it if you did that. But either way, like I said, I want to support local. So I try to do that as much as I possibly can, because we are now starting to see a lot of these local companies disappear, guys. All right, rabbit or marabou going in right there on the tail. So this egg sac one, I like to leave it a little bit longer than I normally would with the marabou. I'm gonna tie that bad boy in like I show. Thank you, David. Thank you, buddy. You're a G, man. There's the link to the website there, guys. Okay, marabou's in. Like I said, we don't have to worry about doing it too crazy. We're just gonna tie it in like I show. And then we're gonna do that rabbit. So this one here, this rabbit strip is not a Northwest Jigs. This is a hairline. So my local fly shop has a wall of hairline rabbit strips. So even though the company is not local, I'm still buying it from a local fly shop. So that is my justification for getting the hairline stuff. Even though the guy at my local fly shop does not deserve the shout out. Never been a huge fan of him. Only fly shop in my area. He's been just kind of strange. Nice enough guy, I guess, but like, I go there to buy my rabbit stuff, and he just doesn't seem to be a fan, man. I don't know. Doesn't want to chat unless you've, been there quite a few times, I suppose. But I've been there a few times so far, so maybe he'll open up to me a little bit more. Well, I just bought a massive order of CDC rabbit and dry fly hackle, but I'll check her out. Oh, for sure, Chad. Yeah, I mean, do what you can when you can, dude. But I don't do too many dry flies. I just stick with the jigs and some marabou stuff. So, yeah, I'm branching out though. I'm branching out. I made my first streamer the other day. I mean, you guys can all laugh at that one. It's not bad. It's not bad, but obviously a few beginner mistakes. But I stick with the rabbit strips. All right, we're at 19 likes, man. Let's get it one more to 20. I'm gonna keep showing this off, man. I'm so freaking proud of how these turned out. I trusted the process, and I'm glad I did. Can't wait to throw these up. But we gotta hit that 500, y'all. Where am I close to? I live in Washington State, Pacific Northwest, up near the Canadian border. $20, yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Whoever that was, you're a G. Okay, cut that at a 45 again. And we're gonna tie this in. Man, this is all I got of this pink, so I'm really hoping we can make it all the way to the end with this. We might have to get creative near the front, but I'm gonna tie that in just back there like I show. Now I run my thread up to where I think I'm gonna stop and start putting in the next layer. So I'm gonna stop right about there. Sorry I keep touching my nose, guys, but when I start dealing with all this rabbit fur and marabou, it's flying everywhere. You guys can't see it, but it is. I keep feeling it running up my nose, so. Sometimes I'll put a half hitch just to kind of hold it there. When I'm spinning up, I don't have to worry about it. Okay. 23 people. All right, we're at 20 likes, guys. Can we get up to 25? Can we rock 25? Ow, that sharp hook. Okay. First wrap. Oh man, it had a sparse stop right on the top there. It's all right. Overlap a little bit. I should start seeing that roll backwards a little bit more. Oh no, I don't know if I have enough to continue this forward. We're gonna find out. Okay, we're gonna close that off like so. Couple behind, couple in front, very important. Chop that off. And then we wanna capture that leather good, because we don't want that unraveling on us. With this heavier line, I can really kind of get real tight with it. And it's just going to help make sure that's going to stay there like it should. Beauty. Fat catfishing! Welcome, brother. Welcome back, dude. Pillsboro. I think that might be... Yeah, yep. Pillsboro. All right. Now... this is the next part where we're going to add in the marabou on the midsection. And you notice how I got it going all the way around here. I did it on the tail, but I didn't do it necessarily on this one, but I will do it because I didn't like, that's the one thing I didn't like the way I did this one. I wanted to keep it underneath the tail on this one, but I will have it go all the way around on the front half of this. So how we do that is a very simple fly tying method of, it's called a dubbing loop. So we're going to make a loop with our line here, spin our bobbin around it a couple times, and then we're just going to tie it backwards to the beginning of that thread there. Oops. Come on. There we go. And then we can get this out of the way a little bit. That's when this thing comes in handy. For the time being, anyway. And then get our Lowe's 5-gallon bucket worth of tools. This here is a dubbing spinner, or at least a variation of it. There's many different types. I have got this one here, and then I've got this one here. If you're actually looking at how to make one of these on the cheap side, a homie on here by the name of Run. He's in the chat here somewhere, but he made a custom version of one of these. You guys can go check out how to do that. So you can do it on the cheap. And then what I'm gonna do is this thing here just holds this open, and I'm gonna take this wax and we're gonna wax in that line a little bit. And I'm not gonna use this whole thing. I'm only gonna use a portion of it. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our marabou, and we're gonna find out of this whole thing here, we're looking for something like this one here, where it's pretty much like a tail end version of one, where there's not much of a head to it, and it's just a bunch of really heavy flare outs. That's what we want for this middle section. And then, this is the hard part, because you gotta try and, they make these things where you can like fold those in on each other. I don't have that, but you can use a chip clip, or you can use like what I've got here, which are the Stone F version. I don't know, they're dubbing clips is what they are, or hackle clips, I suppose. And this part, you just kind of got to work it a little bit. So you get them all to lay the way that I want them to lay. Like so. And then I can clip the hook and splay it out like I want it to splay out. Now you might be looking at me like, wait, you did that backwards, right? Wrong. Because Hunter, you were my 20th? Thanks, bro. I take 2, I grasp it like that, and now I can let go of that one. And now I can cut this off and I have it exactly the way I want it fanned out on the other side. I appreciate that, Hunter. Okay, so now I have it cut off like that. We go back to our dubbing loop. And I stick it in like so. Now I can let go with the clip. I've got a little bit long here than I like, but that's all right. And then I splay these out. Now, when I've done these with the longer ones, here's what I found out. I like to keep this side as short as I possibly can, so that way I don't get weird kind of short shots or short offshoots of it. And for this first little bit, I like to kind of do it slowly, but you'll start to see this spin up. And once it's going, I know it's basically grasped those hairs like I wanted it to. And we're just gonna keep spinning, keep on spinning. And you're gonna start to see that kind of, it's hard for you guys to see, I know, but you're gonna see it spin up like that. We wanna create a good kind of belly. And then what we can do is we take our spear of death and kind of poke that out, make sure everybody's coming out like we want them to. Just like so. Okay, now once we've kind of got a good base there, one last tool. You don't have to use all these tools, I just use them. But we got a hackle clip here. We're gonna clip that on there like so. And then I can cut off all my excess here because we don't need it. I don't have to fight with that no more. Now, I don't know what you call this, palmering back, I think is what it is. We start to palmer this back. So if you're a fly tyer, this stuff is not new to you. If you're not a fly tyer, this can look foreign. But you just palmer this stuff back and then we just kind of work it there like we want it to. And now you're gonna start to see how that's worked itself. Oop, come on. There we go. A couple more are gonna fall forward and that's okay. Into that egg cluster style that we want. I didn't like that one, I let it go. Okay, once we've done that, we're gonna bring our main thread back. And then I do the twisty-do a couple of times. Get that out of our way. Boom. Drop that. Get our thread forward, our spinned up thread forward a little bit while trying to hold the marabou back. It's kind of at this point, it's like herding cats. Let's see if we can't get a couple more wraps on that. There we go. Now you guys are starting to see the belly of the beast at this point. There you go. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Yep, and when you're jigging this thing, Man, it's gonna, like you said, man, it's gonna give it so much action in the water. And I don't know if you know this, David, but in here, man, a lot of us use salmon roe for fishing for salmon. It's basically we just use salmon eggs in the water, and we float them, drift float them with a bobber. And dude, yeah, pink and white. This is pink though. I mean, dude, you guys are looking at it, and it's looking white on the camera. I promise you, like it's like you look at that, it really starts to, that deeper color that you're seeing in the inside is what I'm seeing all the way out to the tips. All right. Now we come to where we have a problem. Because I don't think I have enough to finish this out with what I got. I've just got like this little nub left, and I don't think that's going to be enough. Dang it. What do we do here, guys? I have like this. All right, K-Fish. Good hanging out, bro. Appreciate you hanging out, man. As long as you did. I really do appreciate that. I know like that orange is not ideal for this so far, but I just don't have enough to finish her out, so that's what we're going to have to do. I mean, it could add something to it, I suppose. Yeah, we're just going to have to go with it. We're just going to have to rock it, boys. Put it in a dubbing loop and spread it out. Yeah, even if I did that, it's still, like, it's still not enough, I don't think, to even... Nah, we'll rock this orange stuff. We'll rock this orange stuff. I'm okay with it. Yes. Yep. It's imitation roe, 100%. The idea behind using that is, at least to my knowledge, and Oregon might have a different opinion about this, but the idea about it, to my knowledge, is that the salmon are being, because they're coming up to spawn, they're being very territorial, and this is salmon. They're being very territorial about spawning, so if they see eggs that they are not ready to fertilize or whatever, they see them floating down, them being territorial, they'll just eat them. And that's I think what the idea is. I don't really know the full science of it. All I know is it works. And so therefore that's what we do. All right, I'm not mad at this orange, honestly. It's actually quite fire. Totally wanted to put this orange in here, guys. Was not a mistake or anything like that. This was the plan from the get-go. This is the type of professionalism that I bring to the table, so you guys obviously know that by this point. I'm ready for the clap back from Oregon at this point. Okay, there we go. Ooh, why are you tucking in like that? That's very strange. I've never seen you do that before. Come on now. Good, good. I was more or less just joshing at me, doing the big ego thing, but I kind of dig that orange. It's not bad. It works. Oh, on the salmon thing? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I understand it anyway. So, I've heard other opinions out there, but that one, at least to my smooth brain, makes sense. I'm sure the guy that I originally was tying this jig up for is no longer in the chat, but that there is how I tie up that that salmon egg style jig, guys. At least a variation of it. And I think this thing's gonna work killer for coho and really whatever next year. So it's probably gonna be the first one I tie on. Where'd my holder go? I've been tying for so long at this point, I don't know where my stuff is. Well, we're gonna rock without it, so we're gonna go old school method. Hey, Robert, you're still here. All right, man. Thank you, dude. Like I said, if this would be a probably killer one, man, for you for coho, or if you just were starting to make them or whatever, this is a great pattern. Other than the nightmare pattern is like the two staples I would start tying if you're just starting. And the reason that I use the thick UV resin on the head wrap instead of just like regular head cement or whatever is I just think that the UV resin tends to stick a little bit longer than the head cement. I've seen wraps come undone with regular head cement. So
this message is brought to you by Apple Pay.
No, it's not.
That our credit card number.
Hit that with the light a couple times. Scientific Gamer, what's up, dude? Haven't seen you chat in a while. Did that rabbit taste good? Dude, I'm telling you. It's all over my face, man. Oh, if I ate him? I have ate rabbit many times, but I did not eat this particular rabbit. I've been eating its fur all night, though, now that I've tied up a bunch of these jigs. But like, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll hit this real quick. Like, look at the UV work that this one puts off. Hold on. Like, just with the UV light. Look at that. Look at how bright that thing sits. Super stoked to be using that one. Where did I get the fish stickers? What do you mean, bro? You mean the K-fish stickers? Yes, sir. The shiny K-fish stickers. Online, I use a company. It was a sticker app or something like that. You can get them made there. Like I said, probably not cheap, but I'm taking a loss with them anyway, so I don't care, man. Don't matter to me. But yeah, I got a bunch of them made, and I think I did like 30 or so. So I think they look super dope with the color, flashy color that I chose. So I think they're sick. So I'm gonna be giving some of these away and selling them online, that kind of thing. You can put them on whatever you have. If you have a, hydro flask with a bunch of stickers on it, it's gonna stand out from the rest of the herd here. But all right, guys, I'm gonna be closing up shop. Any last comments or questions for me or anything like that? I'm gonna be winding down here. So if you haven't liked the stream, please do. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys do. I'd love to catch you guys on my next stream. I'm gonna go again tomorrow. You guys, I think I'm setting it up with my old man. So if you guys haven't caught one of those, you should definitely catch one of those streams because he makes all these jigs and he's got an amazing setup you guys should check out. So he's the one that supplies me with all of my my jigs too. So once I hit that 500 mark, Hunter, I'm gonna do it right here, man. Yeah, dude. Anytime, Oregon, man. And this goes out to David or Oregon or any other guys, man. Hit me up on the IG or whatever, and we'll do duos. I try and line them up a little bit. They get harder for me, but my old man and I like to go. He likes to go live with me a lot, so I want to make sure I do that with him. So yeah, Skittles taste the rainbow. I have to do it. I made fun of him for it, so I have to do it every time that someone brings that up, I guess. So if you guys don't get that inside joke, go check out my shorts. There's one in there about David and I went live, and we're talking about another streamer buddy of ours. Been looking forward to watching your live. Awesome, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Sure, first, dude, appreciate you hanging out, Robert. I'm going to do you a favor, brother. You've been super helpful in chat. You've been hanging out. Let's see. You are a moderator now, so you can go through, and everybody that's in the blue, you can go through and follow those guys if you want to, and they can follow you. So you're part of the group now. So I appreciate you hanging out with me, man. There you go. Look at that. Look at that blue. All right, guys. Last few minutes here. Any last questions? Anything about tying jigs or flies or fishing in general? I can help answer for you. What are my live times, Chad? I try. So, dude, I wish I had a square answer for you on that one. I'm trying to figure it out. That's something I'm really trying to figure out here. I'm trying to keep it to Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but I sometimes go Thursdays. I'm trying to figure out a good pattern that works for me. It seems like Friday nights I do like a late night stream like I'm doing tonight. That seems to work really well for me. So I'm probably gonna try and keep that one up. I might do like a Thursday thing. Saturday, Sundays, I might try and filter out as fishing season comes along because I'd obviously like to do fishing, but I might do a prompt 2 live then. So just my suggestion is, if you really want to catch them, because I'd love to have you in my chat again, Chad, would be to turn on your notifications for my channel with all the bells, so that way you catch when I go live, because I do market, I do like a notification about 30 minutes before I go live every time. That's a standard for me, for sure, is there's going to be at least a 30-minute warning before I go live. What's my favorite hard bait for bass? It's a toss-up between lipless crankbait or a jerk bait of some kind. I do like the Repla, the one with the weight that falls backward. It's a pretty standard one. I love that one. That's a dope one. And then the Bill Z or Bill C lipless crank. Lipless crank. Those are both really, really good lures for smallmouth bass and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. Lives are just a little bit hard because, obviously YouTube's not my first job, so I'm gonna try and keep a better schedule for the live streams. But you are correct. And I try and do a video at least once a week. I missed it this week because I was sick, but I have some ideas for the next couple weeks here. So, and fishing season's coming along, so you're gonna see a lot more fishing videos at K-Fish. So, all right, boys, I am calling it a night. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you so much for watching the streams. Do you tie salmon flies? 509 outdoors, last second coming in. Yes, I do, man. I tie a lot of these big twitching jigs. This one here is like my new pattern that I do, which is my egg cluster is what I call it. And then I do some nightmare jigs, and all my lives I give tutorials on how I tie all these jigs. But I tie a crap ton of these things, dude. So make sure you're subscribed so that way you can catch my next live I do. Probably tomorrow. I'll probably do these again tomorrow night. So. All right, guys, that's it. I am calling it a night. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Scientific Gamer, 509. Thank you so much, Chad. You've been awesome, dude. Catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate it. Have a good night.